In this video, we're going to be subtracting vectors graphically and component-wise. So let's say that we want to find the component form of a vector AB for point A 32 and B 87. So AB would just equal to x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So we're just substituting in the points, and we get 5, 5. So your answer would be 5, 5. Let's say that we have an initial point that is s negative 2, 3, and we have a terminal point that is t 5, negative 1. We want to find the x component of the vector st. So x component would be equal to x2 minus x1, which would be 5 minus negative 2, aka 7. Now, let's say that we have A 6, 3 and point B 9, 7. And we want to find the component form of the vector AB. So this would be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, aka 9 minus 6, 7 minus 3, and that would be 3, 4. Let's say that we have an initial point, negative 8, 2, and we have a terminal point, negative 3, 2. Let's find the x component of our vector BC. So that's x2 minus x1, which will be negative 3 minus negative 8. Negative 3 plus 8 is 5, so that would be 5. Let's say that we want to find the component form of a vector AB, given that we have A 3, 2 and point B 7, 8. So this is going to be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So that's 7 minus 3, 8 minus 2, which is 4, 6. Let's say that we have initial point E negative 7, 3, and we have a terminal point F 0, negative 9, and we want to find the x component of our vector EF. That's x2 minus x1, which is 0 minus negative 7, which will be 0 plus 7 equals 7. Now, let's say that we have the initial point of C 2, 5 and the terminal point of D negative 5, negative 2. We want to find the y component of our vector CD. This is y2 minus y1. We'll have negative 2 minus 5 is equal to negative 7. Now, let's say that we want to find the component form of OP, where we have the initial point 0, 7, negative 2, 0, 7, negative 2, and we have a terminal point P negative 1, 5. So for our vector, this is going to be x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1, and this is going to be negative 1 minus 7, 5 minus negative 2. So this is negative 8 and this will be 7. Now let's say that we have initial point R5, 2, and we have a terminal point S, -3, 9. So we want to find our x component for a vector Rs. That's -3 minus 5, which will be -8. Now, let's say that we want to find the component form of vector QP if we have a point Q, -1.8, 11/5, and we have point P, 7/4, -2.6. Again, x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. You have 7/4 minus 1.8, -1.8, -2.6 minus 11/5, and this is going to be equal to -1.8 is, as a fraction, is -9/5, and then this is 7/4, and then -2.6 we can deal with as -13/5. So this becomes minus 11/5. So then after this, we can make this into a common fraction. 7/4 is the same thing as 35/20. And then 9/5, we can write this as 36/20. -13/15, we can just keep that since they both have a 5. So this would be -24/5. Now 35 minus 36, that would be a double negative. So we have actually a positive here. And this is going to be 71/20. And then -24/5. Now, let's say that we have A, -3/7, 2.9, and B, 1.5, -12/5. And we want to find component form of AB. So this is x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So here we have AB, 1.5 minus -3/7, and we have -12/5, -2.9. So now we have to find our x component. We know 1.5 is the same thing as 3/2, and we can write 3/7 as 21/14. So that would be plus 21/14. Or we can write 3/2 as 21/14. And 3/7 we can write as 6/14. So that would be 3/2 plus 6/14. And that would be equal to 27/14. Now, for -12/15, this is the same thing as -24/10. And then 2.9 is 29/10. So this would be -53/10. So your final answer would be this. Now let's say that we had M, -2.7, 15/8, and we had N, 5/2, -1.9. We want to find NM in component form. So we have to subtract the xm minus xn, and then ym minus yn. So that's negative 2.7 minus 5 over 2. 15 over 8 minus negative 1.9. So here we can write this as negative 27 over 10. And 5 over 2 we can write as negative 25 over 10, which we'll have as negative 52 over 10. And then here we could also simplify that to negative 26 over 5. Now here, for 15 over 8, we can write that as 75 over 40. And 1.9, we can write as negative 19 over 10. And we'll keep that as 40. 19 over 10 we'll write as 76 over 40. So that's a negative, and then you would just add them. So you get 151 over 40.